Yeah, hi everyone, good morning. Mr. Brar, it's 11 o'clock now and almost more than 70 shareholders has joined the meeting. You can start now.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We will now commence the meeting. I welcome you all at this 39th annual general meeting of the company being conducted virtually. The requisite quorum is present and therefore I call the meeting to order. I would like to introduce the directors present virtually for this meeting. We have Mr. Anand Kripalu, Managing Director and Global CEO, Mr. Uwe Rohrhoff, Ms. Sharmila Karve, Mr. Dhaval Butch, Mr. Animesh Agrawal, and Mr. Aniket Damle. Mr. Amit Dixit is not able to attend the meeting due to an exigency. Representatives of statutory auditors and secretarial auditor are also attending the meeting. Management team is present virtually. 4 authorizations have been received for over 189 million equity shares of rupees 2 each of the company, which is over 59.88% of the company's share capital. Register of directors and key managerial personnel, auditor's report, and all other necessary registers and reports are made available to the members for inspection through electronic mode. Members may get in touch with the secretarial team in this respect. In view of the continued COVID pandemic, we all need to follow advisory from authorities and maintain social distancing norms. The Ministry of Corporate Affairs has issued circulars allowing the companies to hold AGM through video conferencing without the presence of shareholders at a common venue. This AGM is being conducted accordingly and in compliance with the Companies Act 2013. In accordance with the MCA circulars, the annual report for the financial years 21-22, along with the notice of this AGM, have been circulated to the members of the company. They are also available on the website of the company and stock exchanges. With your permission, I shall take the same as read. Report from Statutory Auditor on financial statements for the year ended 31st March.
Apologies, I think the chairman got disconnected. I'm sure he'll be joining back in a minute, so please bear with us.
Just keep it on hold. I think some issues in the Brar system.
Sorry, there was a breakdown. I'll start with where I left. Report from Statutory Auditor on financial statements for the year ended 31st March 2022 and Secretarial Audit Report are circulated as a part of the annual report. The reports are self-explanatory and there is no qualification or adverse remark or disclaimer in these reports, which have any adverse effect on the functioning of the company. With your permission, I shall take them as read. Ordinary business resolutions as referred in the AGM notice are self-explanatory and are in compliance with the applicable provisions of the Companies Act. In respect to special business, the objectives of passing the resolutions are described in the explanatory statement and their effect can be understood accordingly. On behalf of the board and shareholders, I move the resolution numbers 1 to 5 as described in the AGM notice, which are: number 1, adoption of financial statements for the financial year ended 31st March 2022. Number 2, to declare final dividend of rupees 2.15 per share. Number 3, reappointment of Mr. Animesh Agarwal as a director who is retiring by rotation and is eligible for reappointment. Number 4, to approve remuneration of cost auditor. And number 5, to approve issue of NCDs or debt securities. Now I request the company secretary to inform about voting procedure on the resolutions.
Thank you, sir. I would like to inform the shareholders that the company has provided remote e-voting facility to shareholders to cast their votes on the resolution.
Suresh?
Yes. Does everybody hear me?
Yes, Suresh.
Yeah. So I would like to inform the shareholders that the company has provided remote e-voting facility to shareholders to cast their vote on the resolutions which are proposed in this AGM. The e-voting facility is also available for the members attending this meeting, and they can vote during or immediately after conclusion of this meeting. Proceeding for e-voting at AGM is already provided in the AGM notice. E-voting facility during this meeting is in addition to the e-voting facility already provided before the AGM. Those who have not voted prior to the AGM can vote now. Independent scrutinizer is monitoring the e-voting process and will issue report in this respect. The company will declare result on passing of the resolutions accordingly by tomorrow, and the same will be posted on the website of the company and stock exchange. I request NSDL team to enable e-voting facility to the shareholders. Now I request chairman to resume the proceedings.
I would now like to share with you the performance highlights of the company for the financial year 21-22 and also a few other important developments. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure again to extend a warm welcome to all of you at the 39th Annual General Meeting of EPL Limited. Financial year 22 in general has been exceptional in terms of challenges, something this business has never experienced in its history. The year saw unprecedented volatility and inflation in input costs, be it polymers, aluminium, packaging, or freight. Continued COVID-related issues in the Western world led to absenteeism and related overtime costs, with COVID having a significant impact in China as we exited the financial year. Finally, when we felt that things would get better, we have all seen the unfolding crisis of the Russia-Ukraine conflict. Despite these challenges, I'm happy to inform you that the company has done well on an overall basis. Your company delivered strong double-digit revenue growth of 11% and demonstrated the ability to be resilient under trying circumstances. However, continued increases in input costs led to pressure on margins and the profit after tax. The majority of regions registered a good revenue growth, keeping in mind the challenges throughout the year. AMESA, which is Africa, Middle East, and South Asia region, delivered a standout performance by achieving strong revenue growth of 23.4% and a good bottom line profit before interest and tax growth of 19.3%. The market has opened up in the Americas and the demand is back to pre-COVID levels, resulting in strong revenue growth of 12.9%. However, due to commodity inflation, volatile freight costs, and higher personnel costs, the profit before interest and tax declined by 25.7%. The East Asia Pacific region delivered revenue growth of 10.3% by driving innovation and growing in emerging brands in China. But the commodity and freight cost inflation dragged the PBIT down by 11%. The Europe region revenue declined by 2.6%, and the PBIT also got impacted as we exited Russia and COVID continued to impact the business. India's business grew by 15.6% over the previous year. The net profit is higher by 13.5% at rupees 1,737 million compared to rupees 1,530 million in the previous year. The company received a dividend amounting to rupees 1,135 million from its foreign subsidiaries. Your company enjoyed healthy cash flows aided by prudent capital allocation, judicious capital expenditure, and all-round productivity improvements. Consolidated net debt was rupees 4,645 million, higher by rupees 1,518 million over the previous year. It is higher mainly on account of increase in working capital due to supply chain constraints and the capital expenditure investment to build future capabilities. However, interest costs were reduced by rupees 26 million on account of better negotiation and lower interest rates. This represents a healthy debt to equity ratio of 0.36 and a debt service coverage ratio of 4.64. The company continues to enjoy a CARE AA rating for long-term bank facilities and a CARE A1+ rating for short-term facilities. EPL has been following a consistent dividend policy over the years. I'm happy to share that the board has recommended a final dividend at rupees 2.15 per share, in addition to the interim dividend declared at rupees 2.15 per share in November 2021. Accordingly, for financial year 22, the total dividend amounts to rupees 4.3 per share of the face value of rupees 2 each. We have embarked on a journey to be the most sustainable packaging company in the long term. We believe that this will be a significant source of our sustainable competitive advantage. Your company has a 4-point strategy that aims to deliver industry-leading profitable growth, which is number 1, accelerate growth in beauty and cosmetics and pharma segments. Number 2, inspire large and regional customers to go sustainable. Number 3, build wallet share in all key markets. And number 4, drive multi-year cost reduction projects to harness fuel for growth. We have also identified 4 enablers additionally that will help us achieve our long-term strategy, which are number 1, an ambition-driven innovation program, bold sales and marketing to hunt down growth opportunities, digital transformation to make EPL future ready, and one EPL culture to promote collaboration across all the regions. We are taking another significant step in EPL's growth journey by setting up greenfield production unit in Brazil. This is in line with our strategy to expand into newer markets. It will be a significant driver of growth for the company in the years to come as we enter the large and attractive Brazilian market. The project is progressing well, and the first commercial delivery is expected by the end of financial year 23. Environment, social and governance, sustainability and other recognitions. ESG is a priority for us at EPL, encompassing product, process and people sustainability. In line with our purpose and ambition to be the most sustainable packaging company, we are stepping up efforts to innovate and lead the pack with an expanded set of 100% recyclable Platina offerings. This ensured a ramp up of Platina volumes across several of our global customers, such as Colgate, Procter & Gamble, GSK, and Unilever, as well as regional customers such as Vico and Hela. The company sold 300 million sustainable tubes in financial year 22. This is expected to further gain momentum in financial year 23. The company won the World Star Global Packaging Award in 2022 for sustainable offerings in the health and personal care category. EPL has also received the ETMA Tubes of the Year Award in Europe for developing and promoting sustainable offerings. In addition, the company was also awarded 4 SIES School of Packaging Awards in India for innovation in sustainable products. In service of leading the pack sustainably, EPL is committed to achieving net zero carbon emissions in the long run. EPL also made global commitments by joining New Plastic Economy, an initiative led by the Ellen MacArthur Foundation. In addition, EPL has become one of the founding members of the India Plastics Pact. We are also aligning our activities voluntarily to the 10 principles of the United Nations Global Compact on environment, labor, human rights, and anti-corruption. Our corporate social responsibility programs and initiatives are based on the Sustainable Development Goals developed and adopted by the United Nations. I'm also glad to share that your company has been awarded the Best Government Company and the 21st edition of the ICSI National Award for Excellence in Corporate Governance. This prestigious award has been conferred upon EPL for observing and implementing the best practices in corporate governance. We'll continue to push the boundaries and improve the governance practices. The company has also been awarded an A rating by CDP for our supplier engagement and a B rating for our focused action towards tackling climate change and ensuring water security. The company recently published the second edition of its sustainability report. It is available on our website for everyone to peruse. In summary, your company has achieved several milestones for its pioneering work in the field of sustainability. In conclusion, I take this opportunity to thank my colleagues on the board for their valuable contribution and guidance. I also thank all EPL employees for their tireless work in ensuring business continuity during this trying period. On behalf of the board, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to our valued shareholders, customers, business associates, bankers, and all other stakeholders for their support and cooperation. Thank you. I now invite members for any clarification, information, or discussion relating to the company's business, financial performance, and resolutions. The speaker shareholders who have registered may kindly speak as the company secretary announces their names in the order of registration. In the interest of time, I would request the speaker shareholders to restrict their questions or views to a maximum of 2 to 3 minutes and not repeat the question which has already been raised by another shareholder.
Yeah, so yes, we will start the question answer session. The first speaker is Mr. Rajendra Sheth. Rajendra ji. Rajendra ji, once there will be pop-up on your screen, you need to click on the join as a panelist.
Hello?
Yes, Rajendra ji.
Yes. Good morning, sir, chairman sir, management team और shareholder भाइयों. मैं राजेंद्र सेठ थाना बम्बई से बोल रहा हूँ सर. पहला तो मैं ये बोलूँगा कि सर देवेंद्र जी चेयरमैन ने हमको अच्छी तरह पूरा विवरण करके दिखाया सर. तो बहुत ज़्यादा 80% तो 90% हम लोग क्लियर हो गए सर कंपनी के बारे में. बस खास कोई क्वेश्चन नहीं था सर, खाली 2 ही क्वेश्चन था सर कि एक तो हमारा मेन कॉम्पिटिटर कौन है. हेलो
या यू कैन
हेलो।
कंटिन्यू।
हाँ हाँ सर, एक तो हमारा कॉम्पिटिटर कौन है, और सेकंड थिंग सर, और ये ट्यूब और हमारी जो मटेरियल है सर, नया कस्टमर वो करने के लिए हम क्या स्टेप लेते हैं वो जरा बताइए। बाकी मेरे को मैनेजमेंट के ऊपर पूरा भरोसा है, और हमारी सेक्रेटरी टीम सुरेश जी ने भी बहुत अच्छा काम किया सर, करते हैं, तो उसको भी मैं धन्यवाद देता हूँ। टाइम पे लिंक मिली और इन्वेस्टर सर्विस भी अच्छी दे रहे हैं सर। तो बस वह सब रिजोल्यूशन में मेरा पूरा सपोर्ट है, और हार्दिक शुभेच्छाएं। खाली एक ही सर सांस्कृतिक श्लोक की एक ही लिटी बोल के मैं मेरा स्पीच विराम करूंगा सर, खाली एक ही सेकंड। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु शांति रूपे नमस्तस्यै, 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 नमो नमः। मेरे को बोलने का मौका दिया, मैं आभार मानता हूँ। थैंक यू सर।
थैंक यू वेरी मच राजेंद्र जी। नेक्स्ट स्पीकर इज यूसुफ रंगवाला। यूसुफ जी। यूसुफ जी, you will need to click on the screen join as a panelist. Okay. Mr. Bharat Shah. Smita ji. Just 1 second. Smita ji, you will need to click on the join as a panelist.
हेलो।
Yes, we can hear you.
हाँ, वो आपके यहाँ से सर अनम्यूट नहीं आ रहा था मेरे में। मैं कब से मैं हेलो हेलो कर रही हूँ, लेकिन अनम्यूट का आपके यहाँ से ऑन नहीं हो रहा था, तो मैं बात नहीं कर पा रही हूँ।
ठीक है, now we can hear you.
ओके, थैंक यू। माननीय चेयरमैन श्री देविंदर सिंह जी, एमडी सीईओ श्री आनंद कृपालू जी और अन्य माननीय डायरेक्टर्स, सर मेरा नाम स्मिता शाह। सर आपको अभिनंदन देते हुए कहूंगी कि आज 39 एजीएम में 5 साल का आपका कंसोलिडेटेड में हाइलाइट्स देखी तो आपका एक्सेलेंट परफॉर्मेंस रहा है। सेल्स एंड अदर इनकम, रिजर्व एंड सरप्लस, नेटवर्थ, शेयर कैपिटल सभी में चौगुनी बढ़ोतरी हो गई है। डिविडेंड भी फाइनल इंट्रीम डिविडेंड टोटल आपने 4.30 दिया है। धन्यवाद सर। सर आपका नाम ही है सर आनंद कृपालू जी, तो अभी क्या टेंशन, कंपनी में सदा ही आनंद रहा है, और आपकी मेहनत लगन हार्ड वर्क के कारण कंपनी में सदा कृपा बरसी रहेगी। और देविंदर जी, आपकी लीडरशिप में कंपनी बहुत ही अच्छे से आप आगे बढ़ा रहे हो। काफी मेहनत और हार्ड वर्क से आपने कंपनी चलाकर आप अच्छे से आप कंपनी को आगे बढ़ा रहे हो, बहुत अच्छी बात है। और अपना कृपालू जी का नाम भी बहुत मीठा है। और बैलेंस शीट में देखिए सर, उनका जो बहुत खुशनुमा स्माइल से फोटो जो है, सो आपकी हिम्मत से और लगन से कंपनी को आगे बढ़ाना, यही आपकी कंपनी के प्रति अच्छी ख्वाहिश है जो नजर आ रही है। सो कहते हैं ना, मेहनत करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती, आगे बढ़ने वालों की कभी पीछे मुड़ नहीं होती। सो सर, हम भी आपके साथ रहे, और मेरी आपको दिल की शुभकामना के साथ शुभकामना है। ईश्वर आपकी हेल्थ वेल्थ बढ़िया बनाए रखे और कंपनी चौगुनी तरक्की के साथ दिन प्रतिदिन प्रगति की ओर आगे बढ़े, और नेक्स्ट ईयर तक कंपनी का परफॉर्मेंस और भी बेहतरीन एक्सेलेंट रही, यही ईश्वर से प्रार्थना है। और अभी तो पूरी आशा के साथ कहूंगी कि नेक्स्ट ईयर सर हम आपसे फिजिकल एजीएम में मिलेंगे, ताकि ये जो 3 साल से आप और हम शेयर होल्डर के बीच जो दूरी बन गई है, वो दूरी दूर होकर फिजिकल एजीएम में मिलकर हम और आप में आत्मीयता बढ़े। सो लास्टली सर हम एज यूजुअल हमेशा आपको सपोर्ट करते हैं, सो मैं आज भी आज के सभी रिजोल्यूशन में मैं फुली सपोर्ट करती हूँ और आने वाले सभी त्योहारों की मैं हार्दिक शुभकामना देते हुए कहूंगी कि आप सभी स्वस्थ और सुरक्षित रहे, ईश्वर आपकी हेल्थ वेल्थ हमेशा अच्छी बनाए रखे। और सीएस टीम का मैं बहुत बहुत आभार करती हूँ जिन्होंने हमें आपके साथ बात करने का मौका दिया, तो बहुत बहुत मैं आभार और अभिनंदन करती हूँ। धन्यवाद सर। सर नेक्स्ट ईयर हम आपके साथ एजीएम में मिलेंगे फिजिकल में। और सर भरत सा का अगर हो सके तो लास्ट में नाम दीजिए, क्योंकि दूसरा एक एजीएम चल रहा है तो वहां पर वो बात करें। थैंक यू सर।
थैंक यू स्मिता जी।
थैंक यू थैंक यू थैंक यू।
यूसुफ जी।
सर मेरा आवाज आ रहा है सर?
यस वी कैन हियर यू।
सर सॉरी सर, मेरा नेटवर्क चला गया, माफ करना सर, मेरा मोबाइल का नेटवर्क जो डाउन हो गया था सर। दैट इज आई एम वेरी सॉरी सर। सर आई एम वेरी हैप्पी विद आवर सुरेश सर इन हिज टीम। सर वी हैव वन 4 अवार्ड। सर ये जान के मुझे बहुत खुशी हुई सर, ये कंपनी अपने एसएल वर्ल्ड ग्रुप की कंपनी है सर होने के बाद। सर दिस इज वन ऑफ सर ट्यूब का मैंने जब लास्ट 3 साल पहले आपका देखा था सर, आपके यहाँ पे आया था ट्यूब मैन्युफैक्चरिंग, लार्जेस्ट मैन्युफैक्चरिंग ट्यूब, largest global manufacturing lamination tube, as you mentioned in this speech. Sir, how many new customers in this year? Sir, we are a leader in pharma, beauty, cosmetic. Sir, beauty cosmetic में अपना कौन कस्टमर है जानना चाहता हूँ। फॉर एग्जाम्पल ये अपना काया और दूसरा कौन कस्टमर सर ये जानना चाहता हूँ, मेरा सवाल है सर। टोटल क्या है? और सर आपका 75th ईयर के लिए साहब आपका क्या विचार है? वी आर सेलिब्रेटिंग 75th ईयर, my good wishes for the 75th year. So this is a very proud to be an Indian and celebrating it is the 75th year. So this coming once in a year sir. So how you are celebrating the 75th I would like to know. Sir, our company secretary people around very excellent report about it is आपको बोले जाए सर on page number सर एक छोटा और मैं टाइम लेना चाहता हूँ। on page number 26-7 देख के बहुत खुशी होती है कि आप पर और आप आपके एम्प्लॉयज को आप इतना ध्यान रखते हैं। जैसे बच्चे लोग के लिए आप गेम रखा है, इंडोर है सर। ये जानना चाहता हूँ सोलर फॉर द स्कूल रिमूव इन वसई। ये सर वसई में जब लास्ट ईयर में आपका एनुअल मीटिंग में आया था, अभी नेक्स्ट ईयर सर हुआ तो वसई में आना चाहता हूँ आपके विजिट, आपके एनुअल मीटिंग में सर। मैंने वसई का मैंने फैक्ट्री देखा है, अभी आपका एक फैक्ट्री गोवा है और एक सिलवासा है सर। वहां पे अपना अलग ट्यूब जो मैन्युफैक्चर करते हैं वो अपना फार्मा में जाता है। ये मैं जानना चाहता हूँ सर, अगर हो सके तो नेक्स्ट ईयर मुझे विजिट कराइए सर। चेयरमैन साहब आपको सर बहुत सब प्रणाम नमस्कार और सब त्योहारों के लिए आपके कृपा करता हूँ। आज मेरा मुहर्रम चालू है पर आपका मीटिंग और आपके सुरेश सर ने मुझे इतना अच्छा गाइडेंस दिया और डायरेक्ट लिंक दिया और मुझे बोलने के लिए मौका दिया सर। ये बहुत कम कंपनी जो शेयर होल्डर को लेके चलती है उसमें आप हो सर। हम बहुत खुश है सर आपके जैसे कंपनी के शेयर होल्डर बनते सर। सर डिविडेंड आपने 4 रुपए दिया है, 2 रुपए का शेयर पे डिविडेंड भी आप बढ़िया है। अभी एक छोटा सा गाना गाना चाहता हूँ सर, मुझे लिफ्ट करा दे ऐसे वैसे को दिया है, मुझे एक दिया दे सर। वेरी मच, may God bless our company and excellent share department sir. I salute the excellent share department sir to Suresh and his team sir. Thank you very much sir. Jai Hind sir.
Thank you
only sir.
Thank you Yusuf ji. Now
Thank
I
you
request
sir.
Shailesh Mahadevia. Shailesh ji. Shailesh ji, you are mute.
Start my video.
Yes, if your internet allow, please.
Yes. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
I believe you can see me also.
Yes.
Yes. Respected Chairman, distinguished directors, and members of the company. Sir, I feel highly honored that I am getting this opportunity to speak in front of such an exclusive board of directors who are all experts in their own field of specialization, and also the management team. Sir, having said that, I would like to appreciate the excellent report which has been presented by the company, which is exhaustive, transparent, and accurate. Sir, I would also like to appreciate the excellent work done in ESG, in CSR, and we also enjoy ISO certifications in the field of environment, which is for 14,000, ISO 45,001, which is for occupational hazards, and 50,001, which is for the most efficient utilization of energy. Sir, before I proceed further, I must appreciate the services of the secretarial department, which is a link between the management and the shareholders at large. Sir, having said all this, I would like to put some questions with a view to increase my understanding and to appreciate the excellent work which is being done by the company and particularly by our Managing Director Anand Kripaluji and his team. Sir, my first question, which is a continuation of last year, that the shareholders pattern is not given in the report. Sir, may I know what is the shareholders pattern? In particular, I would like to know what is the holding of the promoters and the other 5 major holders of the company. Sir, my next question is that the standalone balance sheet size is 11,000 crores approximately, while the consolidated balance size is 32,000 crores of rupees. Sir, a number of explanations given in the director's report and at some other places like CSR, they are all connected with standalone company. Sir, in case of our company, this is not justified. As I told you, what a big gap is there between the standalone company and our consolidated company. Sir, my next question is to know what is our market share worldwide, and particularly in India, what is our market share in the field of our activities. Sir, my next question is that the 5G spectrum has already been auctioned and likely to be introduced shortly. Sir, this is likely to affect data, for example, which will be 10 times faster than what we get at present under 4G. So, sir, I would like to know how this spectrum will affect our digital program and our technological developments, because these are the 2 most important aspects of our company. Sir, I would also like to inquire that we are manufacturing platinum tube, which can be recycled. We have different varieties in that range. But, sir, how are we going to collect these type of tubes which are being used by the society at large in different parts of the country? So it is not enough that we produce the tubes which can be recycled. Sir, have you made any arrangement to collect from the users and how to recycle it? We appreciate all the efforts on our part, but sir, what is the follow-up as far as our clients are concerned? Sir, we are usually informed about what is happening in Europe as a result of the inflation which is prevailing, as a result of downward trend in the activities, the economic development, etc. But, sir, we don't have enough information as to how Africa is affected, Latin America is affected, and Middle East is affected. Sir, our business operations are all around the world. Sir, can you give us some idea about effect of our business in these countries? And in particular, sir, I would like to know about our plant in Poland, which is very much in the war zone at present, and it may get affected. And since we have our substantial operations over there, what arrangements are we making? Sir, my next question is regarding the rate of interest. You have explained very well how we are managing our interest by having different types of loans, short-term, medium-term, long-term. But sir, what I would like to know is what is the average rate of interest which we are required to pay? And sir, my one source of appreciation is that in spite of reduction in ROC and ROCE from 15.8% to 12.2% and 19.7% to 15%. Sir, I appreciate that in spite of this particular effect during the year under consideration, the management has decided to reward the shareholders by not only maintaining the dividend, but by also increasing it to some extent. That shows the confidence of the management in the years to come. And sir, I am sure that with your elaborate program of investment in research, in latest technology, and in expansion program, the future of our country is excellent. And sir, before I forget, I would like to appreciate that on behalf of our company, our Secretary Suresh Savaliya received an award from none other than the Home Minister Amit Shah. This is an event which is to be appreciated by a company like ours for our contribution to the society within our range of activities. Sir, with all these questions, I wish our organization bright future, which I am sure will come as it has become our way of life. Thank you very much and namaste to all of you.
Thank you very much, Shaileji. As usual, your all question is very, very informative. We will try to address in the answer session. Thank you very much. Now I request Asha Lata Maheshwari ji. Asha ji.
हेलो, हाँ जी, आशा लता, मेरी आवाज आ रही है जी? आशा लता महेश्वरी।
यस यस मैडम।
हाँ जी, श्रीमान चेयरमैन साहब, मेरे सभी डायरेक्टर भाई, मेरा नाम आशा लता महेश्वरी। सबसे पहले आप सबको मेरा सादर नमस्कार। मैंने बैलेंस शीट मिली, चेयरमैन साहब खोलते ही जब एमडी साहब का मुस्कुराते हुए फोटो देखा, मैं तो वही समझ गई थी कि कंपनी के रिजल्ट बहुत अच्छे हैं। आप सबका यही कहूंगी, मुझे आज आप सबका फूलों से स्वागत करना था, वो तो मैं नहीं कर पाई, पर आपकी टीम ने पूरी लगन और मेहनत से कंपनी को आगे बढ़ाया है। चेयरमैन साहब, एमडी साहब इतने जोर से मुस्कुरा रहे हैं जैसे फिल्म स्टार रणबीर कपूर की तरह, उन्हें नजर ना लगे कि बहुत बढ़िया फोटो आया उनका। हमने बैलेंस शीट देखी, रेवेन्यू बढ़ा है और प्रॉफिट भी आपने मेंटेन किया है। दुनिया में लॉन्गेस्ट मैन्युफैक्चरर हैं आप। ट्यूब के लिए 20 से ज्यादा फैक्ट्री हैं आपकी, और अवार्ड मिले हैं आपको, वर्ल्ड गोल्ड स्टार पैकेजिंग अवार्ड, और भी कई अवार्ड आपको मिले हैं। आपको मैं बहुत बहुत मुबारकें देती हूँ और कहूंगी, जिंदगी में कुछ दुआएं तो ले लो हमसे, एजीएम पर कुछ नजराना तो ले लो हमसे, नजराना तो ले लो हमसे, भर दे जो रंग आपके जीवन में, सब उस प्यारी सी मुबारकबाद तो ले लो हमसे, आज आपको मुबारकबाद देने का ही दिन है हमारा। बहुत बढ़िया काम आपने किया है। फिर एनवायरमेंट नहीं, 1 मिनट चेयरमैन साहब, यूट्यूब लिए यही है श्वेता लॉन्गेस्ट। हमने हाँ एनवायरमेंट के लिए बहुत काम आप कर रहे हैं। 25% एनर्जी कंजर्वेशन कंजम्पशन कम किया है और 300 मिलियन ट्यूब्स को रिसाइकिल करके बनाया है और लेडीज को भी काफी एनकरेज कर रहे हैं। खास करके चाइना में आपने ऑलमोस्ट 50% लेडीज है वहाँ। यहाँ मैं कहूंगी आपको चेयरमैन साहब, फूलों से हसीन मुस्कान हो आपकी, चांद सितारों से ज्यादा शान हो आपकी, आसमां से ऊंची उड़ान हो आपकी, दुनिया भी देखेगी एक दिन शान आपकी। मुझे उस दिन का इंतजार है चेयरमैन साहब। बहुत सी बातें हो चुकी हैं, मैं ज्यादा समय नहीं लूंगी, बस मैं आप सबको शुभकामनाएं देने आई हूँ। लास्ट में मैं इतना जरूर कहूंगी, एक दिन जमी को सितारों से सजाया जाएगा, एक दिन जमी को सितारों से सजाया जाएगा जब हमारी कंपनी का नाम नंबर 1 कंपनियों में पुकारा जाएगा। मैं यहाँ सभी एम्प्लॉयज एग्जीक्यूटिव को सलूट देती हूँ जिन्होंने इस काम को, सबने ही इस काम पर मेहनत की है और उन्हीं को मैं बहुत बहुत आशीर्वाद देती हूँ और सलूट देती हूँ और कहूंगी उन सब की जय हो, जय हो। और सभी रेजोल्यूशन में मैं स्ट्रांगली सपोर्ट देते हुए धन्यवाद देती हूँ।
थैंक यू, थैंक यू, थैंक यू वेरी मच। Now I request Kirti Shah ji if he has joined. Okay. I request Tapas Kumar Datta.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, we
Hello.
hear you.
Am I audible?
Yes, yes, Tapas ji.
May I start, sir?
Yes, sir.
Respected Chairman, Board of Directors, KMPs, my fellow shareholders, I, myself, Tapas Kumar Datta, an equity shareholder of EPL Limited, I profoundly express my sincere gratitude to the galaxy of EPL Limited for organizing such a wonderful VC meeting, giving an opportunity to the minority shareholders to express their views. My heartfelt indebtedness to our secretarial department headed by Sir Suresh Savaliya for his excellent and remarkable investor services. He is doing everything with his aides efficiently, effectively, and intelligently. Sir, now I am coming to annual report, page 4. Your ambition is to be a global leader in the area of sustainable packaging. Sir, your revenue is going down sequentially. Simultaneously, your OPM, that is EBITDA, is going down. PAT is also going down. What is increasing? It is debt. Abruptly, inconsistently, and surprisingly. Sir, page 31, white. How will you survive? What is your survival strategy? Page 17. Sir, EPL had 3217 permanent employees. Page 17. Page 72. You shows 1,114 permanent employees. Sir, which one is correct? I would like to know how many are skilled and how many are unskilled employees. How do you mobilize such huge manforce? Sir, in MDA section, page 42 to 48, the management discussion and analysis portion, nothing is written under the head opportunities and threat. Sir, page 50, Mr. Davinder Singh Borat, number of other directorships, you have said 14, but you have mentioned only 3 entities. Mr. Omid Dikshit, number of other directorship, you have mentioned 8 numbers, but number of entities, you have shown 2 numbers. I would like to know the name of other entities. Sir, page 56, Mr. Farooq Shah, previous CFO, resigned. May I know, sir, why did he resign? Sir, page 59, market price data is given without volume. Volume indicates liquidity. Please consider to include the number of shares, the volume of shares in this portion to show the liquidity of your share at bourses. Sir, you should feel ashamed that seeing the performance of your share price in comparison with the performance of Sensex and Nifty. Sir, how can it be improved? Sir, try to pay one more interim dividend. Sir, page 60, page 60, pattern of shareholding you have shown, but in CG report, but sir, previous year's shareholding position, it is not shown. So that comparison is not possible. Is it increasing? It is ascending order or descending order, promoter stake. It is not possible to compare. Sir, page 73, collaboration with Indian raw material suppliers. Page 73. Let me know, Indian raw material suppliers, are they individual or corporate bodies? How will they supply alternate equivalent grades? Throw light on raw material suppliers. Sir, your foreign exchange earning lower than foreign exchange outgo. How to improve this situation? Please let me know your planning and programming. Sir, page 88, property, plant and equipment, right of the assets are verified in a phased manner over a period of 3 years. Sir, why don't you verify property, plant and equipment every year? In place of 3 years, why don't you verify it every year? Page 88, the company has not revalued its property, plant and equipment and right use of assets during this year. I would like to know the last date of revaluation of these assets Sir, page 109, note 3, page 109. For amount contractual commitment towards property, plant and equipment, refer note 43D. Sir, where is 43D? In page 135, 43A and 43B are shown. And then page 36, note 44. Sir, no 43D is shown. And you said you referred to note 43D. Sir, page 109, no segregation of right of use assets. There is no segregation is shown. I would like to know the details of right of use assets, that is land, building, plant and machinery, etc. No segregation are shown in this right of issue assets column. Sir, page 135, security pledged, other current assets. Which are other current assets? Sir, page 135, claim against the company not acknowledged as debt. Sir, why don't you acknowledge it as debt? Sir, page 145, trade receivable turnover indicate faulty credit collection policy. Trade receivable turnover. Sir, page 145, work in progress. Is there any work in progress whose completion has become overdue? Sir, has it cost exceeded its original cost? Sir, page 146, trade receivable. I would like to know who are the debtors remains outstanding more than 3 years. Who are the debtors remains outstanding? Sir, is there any opportunity of recourse? Sir, page 191, some of the subsidiaries, that is Laminate, Packaging Colombia and EPL Propape Russia, are incurring losses. Sir, how will you make them profitable? Sir, with these few remarks, I would like to conclude. Thank you for patient hearing. Thank you for your patience. Sir, I conclude.
Thank you very much, Tapas ji. Now I request Anil Parekh, if he is available. Okay. Aspi? Okay. Then Mascarenhas has?
Yes. Hello.
Yeah. Yes, you can start, madam. You are mute.
Mute, yes.
Yes, now you can start. If you can wish, you can start your video.
Hello. Now I am visible and audible, right? So very nice. All together, so many meetings. No, we are just 1 second, sir. Respected chairman, other members of the board, and my dear shareholders, MD, CEO, Anand Kripalu, Chairman, Mr. Devendra Singh Brar, other members of the board, my fellow shareholders, I am Mrs. C. Mascarenhas. I am speaking from Mumbai. what to tell you, there is so many meetings at one time, I am really struggling connecting every time. Anyway, I could get connect here, but there were speakers who were talking, taking a lot of time. That's okay now. Now I come to the company secretary, Mr. Suresh Saulia, and his team, for especially Surjit, for sending me an e-annual report, and plus registering me as a speaker. Thank you so much. Now, the annual report is very exhaustive, full of details, informative, at the same time adhering to the requirements of corporate governance. Our income has gone up, though PBT pad down. What I find dividend good for 4.30 in these difficult days, and especially in the packaging industry, there is a lot of hassles. So even then it is a good gesture. And once we are in dividendless, it raises our company image. So that's very good. Now I congratulate for whatever awards in these difficult days you all have received, what is documented in the annual report. Plus, I appreciate the CSR work done in spite of all the problems, and we are all over the world, that's very good. And I would like to know one thing. There is ESG highlights. So have we gone for rating? Will it be rating like on factory basis or overall? And if it is rated, whom you will have taken as rating agency? Now my queries. We have 3,200 staff spread over all the countries, 21 nationalities. Sir, I would like to ask only a simple question. All have been given booster doses, and what is the attrition level? Because I just heard from some MD or somebody, he had gone to Hong Kong, and he had to observe all the COVID protocols. So that is what I don't know, because we are in so many countries. Now we have 20 state-of-art facilities in 9 countries. We have also operation in China. I would like to know what is the capacity utilization in average, how much it is, percentage, and especially I would like to hear more about China, whether at what rate our company, our plant at China is working. Which vertical? So we have, we make tubes and all. Which vertical we get more business, margin, market share, whether in beauty and cosmetics, pharma and health, food and nutrition, oral care and home care. So please tell which one. Our market share is number 1 in Lamy tubes. What margins we enjoy, and which nation gives us the highest sale? In our packaging, there is no, now in the packaging, more and more all the countries over the world, including India, no plastic they are saying. So if not plastic, then what material will be using? So after acquiring Creative Stylo Pack Private Limited, any more acquisition for inorganic growth? With this, I will only ask you future roadmap for the next 3 years, especially with all geopolitical issues like supply chain bottlenecks, logistics, interest rise. So with this, how you will solve and how you will go about for the next 3 years. I support all the resolutions. I wish my company very best, and especially you management team, very good health, and also to the EPL staff, very good health, so that we will give great performance and you will reward the shareholders in various ways, if not at least in market cap. With this, I thank you very much. May we have actual meeting. I used to come up to Vasint for the meeting. Thank you so much. May God bless.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Hello.
Now I request Shobna ji, Shobna Mehta. Okay. Mr. Dinesh Bhatia.
हेलो
हेलो।
हाँ, कैन यू हियर मी?
आप मेरा आवाज सुन सकते हैं सर? मेरा
Yeah.
आवाज है? मैं दिनेश भाटिया बोलता हूँ।
हेलो।
Yeah, Dinesh ji, just wait for a minute.
Yeah. Okay.
हेलो।
हाँ, who is speaking?
हाँ, कैन यू हियर मी?
Yes.
हाँ, रिस्पेक्टेड चेयरमैन श्री देविंदर सिंह जी, एमडी श्री आनंद जी और अन्य मेरे जाने माने डायरेक्टर भाइयों श्रीमती शर्मिला जी और शेयर होल्डर भाई बहन, मेरा नाम शोभना मेहता। सर, मैं सूरत से बोल रही हूँ अपने रेसिडेंस से। गुड आफ्टरनून एवरीवन। सर, ई नोटिस एंड एनुअल रिपोर्ट वेल इन टाइम मिला। हमारे सेक्रेटरी डिपार्टमेंट ने एनुअल रिपोर्ट कलरफुल इंफॉर्मेटिव बनाया है। सो मैं एक्सलेंट प्रेजेंटेशन के लिए मैं हमारे कंपनी सेक्रेटरी श्री सुरेश जी और उनकी टीम में सुरजीत जी वगैरह को उनकी पूरी टीम को धन्यवाद देते हुए कहूंगी, वेरी वेल डन, वेरी गुड, कीप इट अप। सर, आपने कलरफुल फोटोग्राफ की जुबानी कंपनी की कहानी बताने की पूरी कोशिश की है। और चेयरमैन साहब, क्या बात है, आप किस टेंशन में हो जो आपके होठों पे हंसी नजर नहीं आती। बाकी हमारे टीम में सभी डायरेक्टर्स की होठों पर मुस्कान नजर आ रही है। और हमारे एमडी श्री आनंद जी, आप तो अपने नाम की तरह ही आनंद में नजर आ रहे हो। सो आप सबकी हंसी और खुशी हमेशा यूं ही बनी रहे। सो कहूंगी, आंखों में खुशी, लबों पे हंसी, गम का कहीं नाम न हो। भगवान आप सबको जहां की सारी खुशियां दे, उन खुशियों की कभी शाम न हो। सर, वैसे तो आपने अपने ओपनिंग रिमार्क्स में कंपनी वर्किंग के बारे में काफी कुछ बता दिया है। सो और जो क्वेरीज आ गई है उसे रिपीटेशन ना करते हुए कहूंगी, सर रिजल्ट देखे कभी खुशी कभी गम की तरह। देखिए, बिजनेस में अप्स एंड डाउन्स तो आते जाते रहते हैं, लेकिन चेयरमैन साहब आप मायूस ना हो। भगवान ने चाहा तो आप सबकी मेहनत जरूर रंग लाएगी। नेक्स्ट ईयर रिजल्ट और भी अच्छे आएंगे। और आप तो बस हमारे एमडी श्री आनंद जी की तरह आनंद में ही रहिए। प्रॉफिट एंड ईपीएस थोड़ा कम हुआ तो क्या गम हुआ, हम तो आपके साथ है। बाकी तो मैरी गो राउंड की तरह कभी ऊपर कभी नीचे ये होता रहता है। सो सर, कहूंगी कि ये तो हुई कंसोलिडेट ग्लोबल रिजल्ट की बात। अब बात करती हूँ स्टैंड अलोन रिजल्ट की। कहूंगी, स्टैंड अलोन रिजल्ट एक्सेलेंट दिखाए है। टोटल इनकम 15.6% इंक्रीज रही, नेट प्रॉफिट हायर बाय 13.5% और साथ में फॉरेन सब्सिडरी कंपनीज ने रुपीज 1135 मिलियन का डिविडेंड भी मिला है उनको। सो कहूंगी, वेरी वेल डन, वेरी गुड, कीप इट अप। और अच्छे रिजल्ट को देखते हुए आपने इंटरिम डिविडेंड 2.15 एंड फाइनल डिविडेंड ऑफ रुपीज 2.15 रेकमेंड किया है, 2 रुपीज फेस वैल्यू शेयर के ऊपर। और टोटल डिविडेंड ऑफ रुपीज 4.30 डिविडेंड डिक्लेयर किया है। सो मैं आपको और आपकी एंटायर टीम को बहुत बहुत हार्दिक बधाई देते हुए कहूंगी, हमेशा की तरह शुभकामनाएं देती हूँ और कहूंगी, डे बाय डे आपकी खुशियां हो जाए डबल, आपकी जिंदगी से दूर रहे हर ट्रबल। भगवान आप सबको रखे बिल्कुल फिट। अब आपकी कंपनी में और आपकी जिंदगी में आने वाले हर दिन हो सुपरहिट। सर, यही शुभकामना के साथ आज मैं एक और बधाई आप सबको देना चाहूंगी कि हमारी कंपनी को जो वेरियस अवार्ड्स एंड रिकॉग्निशन मिला है, जिसकी फोटोग्राफ आपने पेज नंबर 28 एंड 29 पर दी है। सो मैं आपको और आपकी एंटायर टीम को बहुत बहुत हार्दिक धन्यवाद देते हुए कहूंगी, बधाई देते हुए कहूंगी, ईस्ट और वेस्ट वी आर इन द बेस्ट। तभी तो यूरोपियन ईपीएल कंपनी को वर्ल्ड स्टार का अवार्ड हमें मिला है और हमारी कंपनी सस्टेनेबल पैकेजिंग में ग्लोबल लीडर रही है। सो कहूंगी, तारीफ करूं क्या उसकी जिसने ईपीएल को बनाया। सर, गोवा प्लांट की विजिट के बारे में बात हो गई है। और हमारे गोवा प्लांट को भी सेफ्टी अवार्ड मिला है। सो हो सके तो गोवा प्लांट की कभी विजिट कराइए सर। नेक्स्ट ईयर जस्ट फॉर माय इंफॉर्मेशन, एक दो जनरल आपने एक मीटिंग रखी है, उसके एक्सपेंसेस कितने होंगे? डिजिटल मीटिंग में जहां तक मैं समझती हूँ इसमें एक्सपेंसेस ज्यादा होते हैं, तो कंपनी ने कितने अमाउंट सेव किया सर? इसी के साथ में जो क्वेरीज आ गई है इसी के साथ में सभी रेजोल्यूशन में फुल्ली सपोर्ट करते हुए कंपनी के लिए शुभकामनाएं करते हुए कहूंगी सर, हमारी कंपनी दिन दोगुनी रात चौगुनी तरक्की करती रहे, ताकि आप हमें ईयर बाय ईयर बेटर परफॉर्मेंस के साथ बेटर डिविडेंड और नियर फ्यूचर में बोनस भी दे पाए। सर बोनस की बात आई है, सो पूछना चाहूंगी कि कंपनी ने लास्ट बोनस कब दिया था और रेशियो क्या था, और बोनस के बारे में आपका क्या ख्याल है? क्योंकि शेयर कैपिटल के सामने रिजर्व एंड सरप्लस अमाउंट की पोजीशन क्वाइट अच्छी है। मैं मांग नहीं रही, पूछ रही हूँ। साथ में आने वाले सभी त्योहारों की भी शुभकामना देते हुए कहूंगी, फूलों की खुशबू, कलियों की बहार, चांद की चांदनी, अपनों का प्यार, मुबारक आप सबको रक्षाबंधन के साथ आने वाले सभी त्योहार। इस बहन की आप सबको रक्षाबंधन और आने वाले सभी त्योहारों की बहुत बहुत शुभकामना। और सर आई विश यू ऑल द बेस्ट टू ऑल ऑफ यू फॉर द फ्यूचर सक्सेस। आप सबकी हेल्थ और वेल्थ हमेशा अच्छी बनी रहे, यही इस बहन की शुभकामना। धन्यवाद। थैंक यू वेरी मच। ऑल द बेस्ट।
Thank you very much. Now I request Dinesh Bhatia. Dinesh ji.
हाँ, मेरा आवाज सुनाई रहा है सर?
Yes sir, you can go ahead.
अच्छा, फर्स्ट तो चेयरमैन श्री, मैं आपको और आपका एंटायर टीम को कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशन कहूँगा। बहुत अच्छा रिजल्ट है, बहुत बढ़िया काम कर रहे हैं आप लोग। इतना पेंडेमिक पीरियड में भी ये जो हमारा जो रिवेन्यू लिया है वो बहुत अच्छा रिवेन्यू है। जो 3,445 करोड़ का हमारा जो रिवेन्यू है कंसोलिडेटेड में, और स्टैंड एलोन में हमारा 1,104 करोड़ का रिवेन्यू है। वो एक आपकी मेहनत और आपकी टीम की अच्छी प्रगति दिखा रही है। मार्केट में भी मैं देखता हूँ कि हमारा 2 रुपये का शेयर एक सिर्फ, लेकिन उसका कोटिंग आज की तारीख में 164.50 पैसा है। ये मार्केट में भी हमारा कंपनी आगे प्रोग्रेस करने वाली है, वो साइनिंग दिखा रही है कि हमारी कंपनी अच्छा ही अच्छा कर रही है। ऐसे भी देखो तो हमारा जो स्टैंड एलोन जो मुनाफा है, नेट प्रॉफिट, वो 173.70 करोड़ बहुत बढ़िया है। जो लास्ट ईयर हमारा 153 करोड़ था, जिसमें काफी 15% जितना सुधार हुआ है। वो एक अच्छी साइनिंग दिखा रही है। हमारा स्टैंड एलोन का प्रॉफिट तो नेट प्रॉफिट जो 2 रुपये के ऊपर जो है 5.50 है, जो लास्ट ईयर 4.85 है। हमारा कंसोलिडेटेड मुनाफा देखेंगे तो वो भी कुछ बढ़ के है। कंसोलिडेटेड सब्सिडियरी भी अच्छा काम कर रही है, वो साइनिंग दिखा रहे हैं, क्योंकि हमारा 2 रुपये का शेयर के पीछे हमारा मुनाफा 6.79 पैसा है। भले लास्ट ईयर से थोड़ा फर्क है, लेकिन तो भी अच्छा मुनाफा है 2 रुपये के सामने। वो एक अच्छी साइनिंग दिखा रही है कि हमारी कंपनी आगे प्रगति ही करने वाली है। दूसरा मैं एक चीज आपको बताऊंगा, जो हमारा आपको और आपका टीम को कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशन कहूंगा कि जो पेज नंबर 28 और पेज नंबर 29 में जो हम अवार्ड्स दिए हैं, वो बहुत एक्सलेंट अवार्ड्स मिले हैं। जो 28 में जो दिखा रहे हैं, जो ICSI नेशनल अवार्ड, EPL गोवा का अवार्ड, ये यहाँ का तो ठीक है, लेकिन इंटरनेशनल अवार्ड भी जो 29 पेज पे हम देखेंगे तो इंटरनेशनल अवार्ड जो दिया है, सिल्वर ETMA वन बाय EPL यूरोप, EPL यूरोप से भी हमारे को जो मिला है, और वर्ल्ड स्टार अवार्ड भी मिला है जो EPL यूरोप। ये बहुत हमारी अच्छी साइनिंग है। हमें गर्व होता है कि हम इतना इंटरनेशनल कंपनी में जो काम कर रहे हैं उसका शेयर होल्डर है। बाकी आपका सेक्रेटरियल डिपार्टमेंट भी बहुत एक्सेलेंट है। जैसे आप शेयर होल्डर के प्रति भावना अच्छी रखते हैं कि शेयर होल्डर को कुछ ज्यादा नहीं ज्यादा कुछ देवे, खुश करे, ऐसा आपका जो सेक्रेटरियल डिपार्टमेंट है वो भी शेयर होल्डर को, ये हमें कल रिफ्रेश किया और आज हमें वापस रिफ्रेश किया, तो हमें खुशी हुई कि शेयर होल्डर की कदर करते हैं, वो अच्छी चीज है। तो मैं उनको भी जो आज आपके सामने मैं बोल रहा हूँ उनका भी जो सहयोग रहा, तो हम आज आपके सामने बोल रहे हैं, तो अच्छी बात है। आपको, आपकी टीम को, और मैं हर एक रिजोल्यूशन में सपोर्ट करता हूँ। ऑल द बेस्ट, थैंक यू।
Thank you, Dinesh ji. Now we will take couple of speaker and then we'll start the answer.
सर मेरा एक रिक्वेस्ट रह गया, मैं आपको एक रिक्वेस्ट करता हूँ, सॉरी आपको डिस्टर्ब करता हूँ।
हाँ,
हमारा शेयर का जो भाव है, 2 रुपये का शेयर जो है वो 164.50 पैसा जो कोट हो रहा है, जो लोवेस्ट में 143 गया था और हाईएस्ट में 259 तक गया था। तो अगर हम स्प्लिट क्यों ना करें, ये हमारे लिए एक छोटा सा बोनस हो जाएगा। अगर आप 2 रुपये का शेयर 1 रुपये का करेंगे तो मेरे को खातरी है कि नेक्स्ट ईयर हमारा 1 रुपये का भी 150 के ऊपर ही भाव रहेगा। तो हो सके तो आप स्प्लिट की सोचिए, जिसमें हमें लगता है कि हमारा कोई कैपिटल स्ट्रक्चर में कि कोई बैलेंस शीट में फेरफार नहीं होएगा। तो आपको और आपकी जो बोर्ड ऑफ टीम जो है उनको रिक्वेस्ट है, नेक्स्ट मीटिंग में हो सके तो ये रिजोल्यूशन ला के रखना। थैंक यू, ऑल द बेस्ट।
Thank you very much. Now I request Bharat Shah if he join.
हेलो सर, आवाज आ रही है ना?
हाँ भरत भाई बोलिए।
माननीय चेयरमैन श्री देविंदर सिंह जी, एमडी श्री आनंद जी और अन्य मान्यवर डायरेक्टर, सर मैं बरसों से आपका शेयर होल्डर रहा हूँ, तो मेंटेन करता हूँ सर। मेरी क्वेरी नहीं है, तो मुश्किल समय में भी आपने न्यूट्रली कंपनी को चलाई है, बहुत बहुत आगे बढ़ाई है सर कंपनी को, और हमेशा शेयर होल्डर का हित को ख्याल रखा है, शेयर होल्डर को रिस्पेक्ट दी है, शेयर होल्डर को अच्छा रिटर्न दिया है। तो और डिविडेंड भी सर आपने एकदम व्यवस्थित दिया है, तो मैं बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद और अभिनंदन देता हूँ इसके लिए सर। इसके सर चेयरमैन श्री आपको, एमडी श्री और पूरे बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर और कंपनी के सभी छोटे बड़े एम्प्लॉइज का मैं बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद अभिनंदन देता हूँ। और भगवान ईश्वर को प्रार्थना है अपनी कंपनी बहुत बहुत आगे बढ़े, आत्मीयता पूर्वक भगवान ईश्वर को प्रार्थना है कि अपनी कंपनी बहुत बहुत आगे बढ़े सर। और सर मेरे पहले भी शेयर होल्डर ने कैसा मैं हो सके तो बोनस जरूर देना, बोनस के लिए मेरी रिक्वेस्ट है सर, 1-2 साल में जरूर देना। और सीएसआर एक्टिविटी बहुत अच्छी चल रही है सर, तो मैं सारी सीएसआर एक्टिविटी के लिए बहुत धन्यवाद अभिनंदन देता हूँ। एक मानवता का कार्य और बहुत अच्छी चला रहे हो वो सीएसआर एक्टिविटी, तो मैं बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद अभिनंदन देता हूँ। सारे अवार्ड्स के लिए भी मैं बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद अभिनंदन देता हूँ सर। और सर मेरे पहले भी शेयर होल्डर ने बोला तो गोवा विजिट, अपना गोवा प्लांट वो बड़ा है, तो गोवा विजिट सर जरूर नेक्स्ट ईयर कराने की मेरी विनंती है सर। और सर फेस टू फेस अपन 3 साल से नहीं मिले, तो नेक्स्ट ईयर सर जरूर फेस टू फेस वासिन में मीटिंग रखना, तो अपन फेस टू फेस सर जरूर मिलेंगे, तो एक आत्मीयता का बढ़ाव होएगा। और सर आपको मिलने का भी बहुत मन कर रहा है सर। बाकी सर आने वाले सभी त्योहारों की मैं आने वाले सभी त्योहारों की मैं शुभकामनाएं देता हूं सर। और मैं सर कंपनी सेक्रेटरी से सुरेश सावलिया, उनकी टीम के सुरजीत जी और पूरी टीम को मैं बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देता हूं सर। बहुत हार्ड वर्किंग सेक्रेटरी टीम है सर, हमेशा शेयर होल्डर को रिस्पेक्ट देते, शेयर होल्डर का हित को ख्याल रखते हैं सर। बहुत हार्ड वर्किंग टीम है सर। ये वीसी माध्यम में जुड़ने के लिए भी बहुत दिक्कतें आती है, उनकी टीम ने पूरी मेहनत की है सर। तो मैं सुरेश भाई सावलिया और उनकी पूरी हार्ड वर्किंग टीम को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देता हूँ सर। और सारे आने वाले गणेश चतुर्थी, दीपावली, दशहरा त्योहारों की मैं शुभकामनाएं देता हूँ सर। और सर कंपनी बस बहुत आगे बढ़े, आपकी हेल्थ वेल्थ अच्छी रहे, भगवान ईश्वर को प्रार्थना है। और सर बाकी सब में पूरा सपोर्ट है। थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू। जय श्री कृष्ण सर, थैंक यू वेरी मच सर। जय हिंद सर, जय हिंद।
Thank you. Now last speaker, Mr. Mascarenhas. Unmute yourself.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello. Am I audible?
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Audible?
Yes. You can speak.
Hello. Can I speak now?
Yes.
Yeah. Respected Chairman, sir, very distinguished members of the board and my fellow shareholders, good morning to you all. My name is Aloysius Mascarenhas. Every year, non-stop, we both husband and wife come and speak. At Wasin. So it is a great pleasure for us to, it is like a mini picnic for us.
have good interaction. Now I'm coming to the point. Most of the questions have been asked by my wife and predecessors, shareholders. I have only one question to ask. Since we are exporting to all the countries or major countries of the world, we must be receiving payment in dollar terms. If so, dollar is rising day by day and rupee is depreciating day by day. So my question is, how much revenue are we getting by way of dollar payment? This is my question. And are we hedging with this fluctuation of dollar rupee? This is my only question, sir, which I would like. Since other questions have been asked, I don't want to repeat it. So I wish you personally, all the board members, and more importantly, all the employees. And very soon we are coming in the festive season. So I wish each one of you all a very happy festive season. With this, sir, thank you very much for patient hearing. Thank you. God bless you and our company.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So, Chairman, sir, we have completed all the speakers. We can.
Okay.
Yeah, you can
okay,
start.
Suresh. Thank you. First of all, thank you for all the questions that shareholder speakers have asked. And most important is the lot of compliments, effusive compliments, and your best wishes that we have received from all of you, supporting the management of the company, the board of directors, and the performance and outlook for the company. Thank you once again for your warm comments. I will try and address several questions which have been asked. And I'll go through one by one. If I miss, maybe please do remind me if I miss any answer, but I'll try and answer them. First of all, I think the questions were related to the market share enjoyed by the company and the main competitors that we have globally or in other regions. You will be proud to know that our company enjoys 20% of the global market share in the segment that we operate by volume. We have a 33% share in the oral segment and 12% in the other non-oral segments, which gives a weighted average of 20% market share by volume. Globally, our main competitor is a French company called Albia, while in various regions of MESA or East Asia and Americas, we have different competitors. But Albia is one company which is a global competitor in all the regions that we operate. Huhtamaki and Emcor are other global players who compete with EPL in our laminates business. The other questions related to this was asked regarding how many customers we have globally. As I mentioned in my speech also, we have global giants like Colgate, Procter & Gamble, GlaxoSmithKline, and Unilever as our customers. And in the cosmetics segment, we have global MNCs like L'Oreal, Oriflame, and Avon, who are our customers. Besides, there was a question regarding new customers. We added 59 new customers globally across all the regions in the last year. There was a question regarding the shareholding pattern not given in the report. And the shareholder asked, I think it was Sailesh Mahadeviya-ji, he asked, Epsilon Bidco, which is a Blackstone-related company, is the promoter, and they hold about 51.91% shares in the company. The other major shareholders are Mr. Ashok Kumar Goyal, who was the erstwhile promoter of the company, then Government Pension Fund Global, Mirai Asset Large Cap Fund, Franklin Templeton Investment Funds, Aditya Birla Sun Life Insurance Company, DSP Flexi Cap Fund, Max Life Insurance Company, ICICI Lombard, Tata AIA Life Insurance, and Max Life Insurance. So these are the top 10 shareholders besides the major shareholding of Epsilon Bitco, which is at 51.91%. There was a question asked regarding the recycling of platinum tubes, and also Celeste asked about the standalone and consolidated size of the balance sheet. Because we are a global company, the consolidated and standalone, they get netted off. Inter-region balance sheets, they get netted off, so that is straightforward. Regarding recycling, our product is compatible with a particular recycling stream called Code 2, which has a specific code. And therefore, consumers, brand owners, and have this code, and our collection agencies, they undertake code-based collection system for the recycled, for the tubes which are to be recycled. In many countries of the West, this is quite streamlined, but in some of the countries where we operate, this system is getting more streamlined. The collection system. And so we follow this system of collecting the tubes, which was the specific question you asked. You also commented about European inflation and that you understood the situation in Europe, but asked about Latin America and specifically about the Poland plant. Our Poland plant is distant from the Ukrainian border, and therefore it's not impacted in that context. But yes, there is a labor availability issue, and some of the exports of our customers from Poland have got impacted out of Poland, but otherwise our operations are continuing within the constraints that I mentioned. Latin America, actually, as I mentioned in my speech, we are quite buoyant about this market, and that's the reason we are undertaking setting up a new unit in that country, which I mentioned will be operational by the end of this year. So Brazil, where we are setting up this unit, will add to the growth of the company in coming years, because it's a very large market in that continent. The other question you had asked, Celeste, was regarding the drop in ROCE and return on equity, despite, and also regarding the interest rate, rate of interest. The drop in ROCE is entirely related, and this question has been asked by some of the other shareholders also. And I think Mr. Tapas Kumar raised this issue regarding revenue growth. And to Mr. Tapas Kumar's question, actually, he mentioned revenue has degrown. It's not. Revenue grew by 11%. But certainly, due to the cost spiral that most of the companies have faced due to labor shortage, due to container shortage, due to raw material price increases, due to supply chain constraints, disruption in production units across the world, there has been a steady increase in inflation and costs. And these costs, when we buy inventory to make our operations continuous, in the sense that we don't want stockouts and we don't want our dissatisfied customers at our hand, we have to buy these at the prevailing costs quarter to quarter. We try and offset the cost increases in our inventory carrying by raising prices in subsequent quarters. But it's not always possible to completely neutralize the impact of this kind of unprecedented cost increase that we have faced in the last year. And it will take time. And we are now seeing a pattern where we are able to, with a certain time lag, able to balance the cost increases with the price increases that we can pass on to our customers. So therefore, this was a cycle in which the company was enmeshed in last year. Not only our company, but many, many companies. Those companies which are more dependent on commodities or petro-based inputs, they have been hurt more. And therefore, their costs, if you see as a category, has gone up. And you will see we have data. You can ask the Secretariat Department to give you detailed information on this. We have compiled data on various segments of the industry where cost increases have led to price increases which could not be passed on to the customers, leading to a fall in margins and therefore a related fall in ROCE. But this is a phenomena which is once in a lifetime kind of a phenomena. And I am very proud and happy to say that your company has weathered this storm operationally very well compared to many, many companies globally. We do not have any dissatisfied customers despite the constraints that we faced. And there was another question related to inventory increase. We have increased inventory because about 2 or 3 items which are critical in our system, we have to buy because there is only single source or at best 2 supplier sources. In such shortage situation, we had to buy them in advance so that our supply line can be maintained. But in others, we had to increase the inventory based on the reasons that I just enumerated, so that our customers remain happy and satisfied with us. And I think to a large extent, we have achieved that. There was another question that was, I think, Mr. Tapas Kumar had mentioned regarding survival strategy. I don't think it's a survival strategy. The company is on a strong footing. The company has as I mentioned, a global share of 20% in this market. But if you go through the page 42 to 48 of the annual report, we have covered risks to our business and mitigation thereof. So the risk mitigation strategy is explained in detail in annual report from page 42 to 48. There was also a question regarding opportunities. First of all, I mentioned about the opportunities in my speech also, that we have a 4-pronged strategy to increase the opportunities for the company, and supported by other actions that we need to take in the company to meet those strategies, which will increase globally our business and also, like we mentioned, from oral, we want to go more into beauty and cosmetics and pharma business. So that's a great opportunity for us to expand, and we are working hard on that. Furthermore, on plastics, there was a question on recycling, and the plastics packaging will continue to grow with more developments happening around recyclability and an improvement in functional polymers. So with all these, I think we are in a good space, especially because the kind of thrust in R&D and the kind of action that we have taken in developing our own patents to stay ahead in the recycling game, in the sustainability game. Increasingly, the companies will be watched and valued as we go forward on the sustainability index and our performance thereof. And I'm quite satisfied with the actions that we are taking internally and the future strategy outlined by me in my speech earlier, that we will remain ahead. And that's why we have coined this slogan, leading the pack. So that will keep us ahead in the sustainability, which will be the governing principle on the future valuations of the company, apart from the other financial parameters. There was another question regarding, I think, there was questions regarding distribution of shareholding again by Mr. Tapas Kumar. He was saying he was not able to clear, but I have indicated the shareholding and the top 10. And I think, Suresh, you can make note of that.
Yes.
He said ascending and descending orders. We can, answer his query. There were also a question regarding corporate or individual suppliers. That depends on the, supplier buyer metrics across the regions. And I won't be able to comment about how many corporate or individuals or raw material suppliers are there, but we work and collaborate with key polymer producers and R&D companies across the world. There was a question regarding foreign exchange earnings and outgo. We are net importers, but foreign exchange outgo depends on exports and imports. And being a global company, while we consolidate our revenue in India, but there is a global net off that is taking place between forex earnings across the regions, because each region is a supplier buyer. For example, there are exports from East Asia Pacific region, the exports from India. So, but the specific answer to your question, for the year, we were net importers. This other question asked was, why don't we verify property every 3 years instead of every year instead of 3 years, and the asset revaluation that we undertook. I think based on the size and of our operations of the company in various regions, the physical verification that we are taking, we feel is adequate and sufficient. And then the question regarding right of use asset, land, building, and other details that you wanted, Mr. Tapas Kumar. It has been given on page 136 of the annual report on standalone basis, the segregation that you wanted, and on page 188 for consolidation regarding right of use of assets breakup. You also asked about capital works in progress and whether there has been increase in the original budgeted cost of CapEx. In a running organization, the capital proposals or capital investment is approved by the board every year. But every year, in terms of cash flow, there is spillover from one year to the other based on suppliers and based on actual execution on the ground. And this is a cycle which gets netted off in terms of cash flow. But in terms of capital investment, each year has its own budget. And we have not seen any major escalation of the original cost budgeted and the actual that took place. You also asked about receivables and risk of receivables, and whether we have provided for old receivables and risk of write-offs. All the old receivables, which we feel either have been delayed and not collected, as per RBI rules also we have to write off beyond a certain period and provide for in our books. It doesn't mean that our collection efforts will not continue to recover that, but to assure you, all old receivables have been provided for in the company's books, and there is no risk for them in terms of the financial impact on the P&L. The other question was regarding whether we have given vaccination across all our regions to our employees. 20 facilities in 9 countries. 99% of our employees across all regions have been covered with the 2 doses. We are encouraging our employees to go for the booster dose, and we do not have exact data as of now on whether how many employees have taken the booster dose, but on the first 2 doses, we have covered almost all the employees. There was a question regarding names of directorships of our directors, to me particularly and another director. We need to give names of only the listed companies in which the director is a board member. But we also have to disclose of how many listed and unlisted companies in total that we are on the board of. So as regards, as you mentioned regarding me, there were only 4 companies, but the rest are either private companies or unlisted companies. There was also a question regarding market price data without volume. This is as per format of stock exchange, but we will see if we can provide volume data details additionally as requested. Then there was a query regarding whether our acquisition is working, creative acquisition is working well. Yes, it is doing well, and we'll continue to look for more expansion through acquisitions, either to acquire capability or to acquire kind of products that we do not manufacture in the company. Rest were, I think, a lot of good wishes, requests for splits or bonus of shares, visit to the Goa plant, and to have a physical meeting next year. Well, we are also hoping that next year we will be able to hold a physical AGM, and I look forward with all my colleagues on the board to meet you personally. I haven't met EPL shareholders since I took over the chairmanship of the company, and I'm equally excited. And to Asha Lataji, I will definitely smile when I'll meet you next year. There was one question, I think, regarding hedging of payments. We do not speculate in currencies, and we continue to have a strong risk management and hedging policy in the company, which we have framed, and we follow that strictly. And you also asked about, this is regarding Mr. Bhatia's questions. You also asked regarding last bonus share, they were in 2018. We have noted your suggestion, and also of Mr. Bharat Shah and others who suggested that. If there is any question I have not answered or by oversight I have missed, please do forward that question to Mr. Suresh or to write to our secretarial department. We will be happy to provide you with any clarification that you want. Yeah, I remember one question. I just noted regarding a global workforce and India workforce and why there was a difference in numbers. One was a global workforce, which is given as 3217, and the India workforce is 1,114, and these are the numbers Mr. Tapas Kumar wanted. And in terms of, I think he also wanted some skilled or semi-skilled workers, and I think I have the data. Just give me a sec. In India, we have a semi-skilled workforce, which is outsourced to the contractors. So the total contract workers in India is 1,169, as of the 31st March 2022. So with that, I think I have tried to answer all the queries that you had. And please do write to the company secretary if there is anything that I have missed. I now request members again to vote on resolutions through e-voting platform. The e-voting facility will remain for 15 minutes after conclusion of the meeting. Company secretary will take necessary action to declare result of the e-voting process, and the same will be published on our website and also submitted to the stock exchanges. This concludes the business of the day. And I take this opportunity to thank all the shareholders present here and for their time, kind attention, valuable suggestions, cooperation, and support to the company. I wish that we, together with the rest of the world, get over this ongoing pandemic. And I am looking forward to meet with you in person at the next available opportunity. I now declare this meeting as closed. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you all the participants, directors, and auditors. We can close this now. Thank you.